Hello, friends. So today we are talking about the importance of being accountable for ourselves when we're trying to manifest something. For those of you that are new to me, hello, I'm Brooke-Sidney. I'm your favorite mindset and manifestation coach, and I have been rereading The Power of Awareness, Neville Goddard's Power of Awareness, and we are moving into chapter 3. Yes, we're finally moving into chapter 3, which is the power of assumption. And as I was reading this chapter, the word that kept coming to mind was accountability. I know it says assumption, but accountability is really what we're talking about. So in this chapter, he starts off with man's chief delusion is his conviction that there are causes other than his own state of consciousness. All that befalls a man, all that is done by him, all that comes from him, happens as a result of his state of consciousness. A man's consciousness is all that he thinks and desires and loves, and all that he believes is true and consents to. We just talked about belief in chapter 2. We've talked about self-concept, about who we are consenting and accepting to be true about ourselves. But it's also about how the world works. That is our consciousness level. That's our state. So he continues, that is why a change of consciousness is necessary before you can change your outer world. And then he gives an example with rain. And then he goes biblical. He says, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. To be transformed, the whole basis of your thoughts must change. But your thoughts cannot change unless you have new ideas, for you think from your ideas. So let's just back all the way up to the part about our delusion and our consciousness. And I think that so many of us are still waiting on someone or something out there to come and save us or come and manifest things for us. And if I can get anything through today, is that we are responsible for our lives and we are accountable for our thoughts, our beliefs, our feelings, and of course our actions. And the majority of what we see in front of us is from our own doing. It's from our own doing. And so to me, I know Neville starts talking about assumptions and he starts talking about renewing your mind and your consciousness, because it is from your consciousness that you're creating. We've been talking about that. I think that was chapter 2 was consciousness. And so we know that it begins there. But I would say if you're not taking accountability for your life, if you're still waiting for something out there to manifest something for you, or you're still waiting for someone else to come along and change your whole life, you are responsible for your life. You are in control of your manifestations. That's why we say you are the operant power in your reality. You can say there's God. I'm not here to argue with that. I'm not here to argue about, your spiritual beliefs or anyone's religion. But what I can tell you for sure is that as long as you have breath, you have free will on this planet, and that gives you the opportunity to change your mind about things, to work on your consciousness, and to decide what you get to believe about what's true for you. You get to accept and consent to what is true for you, what you get to have, who you get to be, and what will manifest for you. But I believe, we can talk about desire, which he goes on talking about in the next paragraph. We can talk about all of these things, renewing our minds and changing our consciousness. But until we accept responsibility for our lives and until we become accountable to ourselves and ourselves only, right? We make our consciousness the most important thing. Talked about that. Go back a couple videos. We're going to keep manifesting the things we don't want because we're not cleaning up our consciousness. We're not cleaning up our thoughts and our beliefs and our emotions. We're still sitting in it. Some of you are waiting. I don't know on what. You are the person you've been waiting for. You are your hero. You are what's going to help manifest all these things that you desire in your life. And to me, the first step, which the power of assumption chapter 3 is bringing up, is that you must renew your mind. You must decide to change your consciousness, and you must ultimately take accountability for yourself and your manifestations. And if you need help, book your 101.